Hi, Lindsay. Here's help for number 2 on homework 5. And so first we want to find the derivative of this function, sine squared of the square root of x. And so one way to rewrite this is that we have f of x, and then we're taking sine of the square root of x, and we're squaring it. That's just what sine squared of x means. Okay, so to take the derivative, we actually kind of have a double chain rule here. So the first thing we notice, we're taking sine of the square root of x and we're squaring it. So we're going to do the power rule there. We're going to bring the 2 down, so 2, and then we still have all of this inside stuff. Sine of the square root of x. Okay, and now that's to the first power. Okay, now we need to multiply by the derivative of this inside stuff. So the derivative of sine of the square root of x, well, it would be cosine of the square root of x. But then we have to multiply by the inside of that piece, the derivative of the square root of x. So just kind of off to the side, remember that square root of x is equal to x to the 1/2. So if we want to take the derivative of that, it's 1/2 x to the minus 1/2, okay, which is the same thing, just if we want to simplify it a little bit, as 1 over 2 square root of x. So we need to multiply by that at the end. Okay, so it does kind of look like you could cancel out square roots, but remember this one's inside the cosine, and this one's inside the sine. So just writing this a little bit neater, we have 2 sine square root of x over cosine of square root of x over 2 square root of x. And we can cancel out these 2's. So, and by canceling out, nice on line here, I can just erase it. And so our derivative for our function is sine of the square root of x over cosine of square root of x over the square root of x. Now, you had correctly that the domain of f of x, our original function, I'm going to erase this number 2 just to... Okay, the domain of the original function was from 0 to infinity, including 0, and that's just because we need numbers that are positive to put under the square root. Now, what do we notice about our derivative? Well, our derivative, well, first of all, the domain of f prime, it's never going to be bigger than the domain of f, so we're never going to add values to it. So at most it could be from 0 to infinity, but if we put in 0, the denominator is 0 and we'd be dividing by 0, so we can't do that. So our domain for f of x is 0 to infinity, but not including 0. Okay, so I think that's all you had questions on there, but if you have any more questions, just let me know.